Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing as well as possible. I'm sending you all a great big giant virtual hug. For today's video, we're going to be reassessing and reevaluating and refocusing our goals. So, if you wanted to bring out your notebook or something to plan or organize, that might be helpful for this session. When we did our manifestations for 2021 a month ago, it's flown by, hasn't it? Some of us used notebooks to write those out and help us solidify those manifestations. So if you wanted to bring those out now, feel free to. This is going to be a session supporting whatever it is that you want to call in, manifest, achieve, invite more of. I'm just going to be supporting you. Old recycled paper notebooks. I like anything that looks old and used though. Okay. I'm going to start with a little bit of sage for this session to clear and cleanse the energy. And if you're following along, which is so exciting that some of you are watching these videos and following along, I just absolutely love that. So if you're following along with this, then now would be a good time to light any sage or incense, or maybe Palo Santo, or something to invite a little bit of smoke in, or to use some kind of cleansing stones like selenite or kyanite or tourmaline maybe. Obviously, please be careful when you're using anything with open flame or smoke or anything like that. Just be really careful. And don't leave the room while it's still ignited or smoldering or anything. So maybe for the first half of this, you can just start the dialogue with yourself. What do you want? Is there anything that you have in this first month of the new year that's been particularly challenging for you to work on or manifest? Sometimes that can be a helpful indication that we either need to try it a different way, or maybe refocus that energy and put it into something else for the time being and come back to that goal, that work at a later date. I'm just moving about a foot away from your body, throat, heart center, solar plexus, sacral, root, kind of just outside of the hips here. Coming back up through the sacral, through the solar plexus, through the heart center, through the throat. Again, here, just kind of, just so you know. Coming up through the third eye area and through the crown, again, about a foot from your body, staying nice and safe distance here. Now I'm just letting this smoke kind of move gently through your aura, clearing and cleansing. So maybe starting to just arrive here in this present moment. And start to ask what is here. And maybe even start to invite the memory of those, New Year's resolutions or the final full moon manifestations that we did last year. I'll link the previous video below, so you have that if you wanted a little recall to help you remember. So we want to do this with gentle care, not inviting any guilt or shame, especially none of that about not doing well or why didn't I haven't read, the 4 books I wanted to read this month yet, I'm never gonna do it. We don't want any of that negative self-talk. Who needs that? But rather just to kind of check in with ourselves and say, like, well, how's it going so far? How are how are these things going? And if it feels like maybe they're not, the seeds aren't germinating that you've planted, then maybe just running this Palo Santo through your aura, then maybe now is a great time to just kind of reassess. I'm moving it in circular motions, just going down, okay? Coming up and going down. Okay. Little spirals here. Just a gentle little, I don't want to like tornado of smoke because that sounds a little scary, but that shape, this little spiral. Vortex. Starting to just familiarize ourselves with what we actually want. So sometimes we have these lofty ideals when we are starting a new year. It feels so fresh, and then when we get into the routine of it, we start to recognize what our actual priorities are rather than our proposed or intended priorities. And so we just want to see how far apart those two may be. When the resolutions kind of go to the wayside, and just asking ourselves, what are they replaced with? Why are they going? Just kind of bringing awareness to this space. And now we're going to really try for this session to empower that space. empower the space with awareness and understanding, and inviting a deep sense of loving kindness to any areas that feel guilty or anything like that. This is just about reassessing, realigning, and then making decisions and plans based on what we've learned. This Mercury retrograde has me in kind of a little bit of a fog. But I hope you can feel good energy coming your way, because I'm in a great mood. So I hope that you can feel that, and I hope that you can, I'm making that available to you if you'd like to maybe harness some of that energy. Use it for a rainy day or something. So I have a new wood-wicked candle, and this one is fir and suede. I don't actually use suede, or purchase suede, but I don't think that's relevant here. I don't know why it would smell like suede. But I love these candles. I love the look of them, and I love the sounds, and I'm so glad that you've been enjoying the sounds too. Gentle, earthy. So in this past month, have there been any of your resolutions that you felt like were really easy and exciting to step into? The checklist, or the A to Z of the planning, the steps? And really taking note of that. Sometimes when things come really easily, this can be helpful information for us. It might mean that we're in the flow with it. It might mean that we've found a place of joy, bliss. It can always change though, right? It might mean that we needed this first little burst of assistance and energy, momentum to get it started. It's a good thing just to take note of. Sometimes the path of least resistance is a very informative one. I don't see that as a hard and fast rule, though. And has there been anything that's been harder? I think so many of our resolutions are very challenging. If they came easily to us, probably wouldn't need to make them into resolutions. Can you see? I wanted to save this for you, the new candle. So on behalf of your highest, wisest, most empowered and aligned selves, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this distance Reiki session for reevaluating, reassessing, and resetting our 2021 goals, dreams, and manifestations. And now, as always, I would like to, can you see it? I would like to leave this flame open for you to set your own intention, clarify the intention that we've set, or to substitute or alter in any way that feels more in alignment with what you're moving through in this present moment. So I'll leave this open for you now and honor whatever intention you set. Smells delightful. Put this over here and just let it flicker away throughout the whole session here. It smells good. I have this Indian temple incense. Usually I have their cones and I have their incense sticks now, so I'm just going to light this off of that candle. And I'm going to use this to draw the sacred symbols about a foot away from your heart center. Oh, it smells so good as well. Chakra, chakra, chakra. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Just tapping some of the excess ash so you can see the little cherry. And running this through, clearing anything that's not in service of the intention that we've set. Moving through again about a foot from your body, your physical body, and doing that same pattern of moving through the midline, and then when I get to the root chakra, just moving outside of your hips and then coming back, almost creating a giant anchor like that. Okay. I like to reassess my goals and plans a few times throughout the year. I usually do it seasonally, but typically about a month after I set an intention for the year or even the season, I like to go through and just see how it's going, see if there's anything that I've learned in that month, see what kind of progress I have, see if there's anything that's been particularly hard, and then deciding whether or not it's hard because it's a challenging thing, or whether it's hard because maybe it's not the right time to be working on that. So this is just a nice time, as with all of my sessions. I really hope it's a nice time for you to just allow yourself to be with yourself. And I'm here with you too. I hope that you can really see it as a time for you to spend some quality time with you, because you're deserving of your own company, your attention, your awareness, and your kindness, and of course your love. Going to be doing a video on self-care and things very, very soon. And I know I've spoken about it here a few times, but I have the boxes that I'm making, some little ritual boxes, wooden boxes I'm carving and doing some wood burning on and things like that. Having a lot of fun crafting them and putting together some little treats. So I'll have those available very soon. I'm excited to share those and see what you think. But those will be available so that you can come back to the self-care video and have those to support you in that. All right, lovely. We've got a good energy happening here. Great. I hope you can hear that lovely sound flickering. It sounds so gentle and soothing to me. This is rosemary, peppermint, and tea tree in here today. I like to reuse the same bottle, clean it out, obviously between, and then just add different essential oils in here with purified water, and I usually charge it in either the new or the full moon, or bathe it in sunlight to get some good energy in there. Sometimes I'll place it on top of a really powerful crystal just to help charge it even more. These are going to be great for that spark of life, that rejuvenation that we really want to call in here as we reassess, reevaluate, and then refocus our goals. So I'm going to be spraying this to your right, to your left, down at your feet, and above your head. Just filling up your aura with this nice, thick, refreshing mist, aura mist. Oh, it smells so good. Some good scents happening. It's a nice clear mist, Sometimes when I use my cedar wood mist, essential oil in here, kind of thickens up a bit too much. And it makes the spray bottle kind of sputter. And just moving through, feeling what's going on. Again, I'm staying about a foot away from your body, and I'm just moving through. Okay. A little bit of a dip happening in the solar plexus. Feels like we are wanting to take action, probably. I want to start out with this Montana agate. I like this for just scooping energy. I feel like Montana agate has this very let's get down to business kind of energy to it. And this is just a little slab, so I'm going to be taking this and moving through. I'm going to be primarily moving through the mental plane here, around the head, moving through the third eye and the crown, and then moving down into the solar plexus here. So I just want to give you lots of space, lots of time to ruminate on this year so far, specifically as it applies to the different goals that you've set. The different things that we are manifesting. We're just sort of scooping the energy up here. I want to shake the energy around, swirl it around, move it around. Sometimes we can already get into a rut come February. And so we just want to keep it all fresh. Keep it nice and fresh. It's a nice feeling stone. Moving through your solar plexus one more time, scooping the energy. Okay, I'm gonna run this over the flame like this. Just to clear any of that. Then I have a few different violet stones. This is purple fluorite, great for focus. Putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And this is a little amethyst cluster that I use so much on this channel. We're going to be using both of these together and running them through your mental plane here. And I really just want you to sort of receive any imagery that comes up, receive any messages that come up. Obviously, this is with all the benevolence in the world, only sending you that which is in alignment with your wisest, highest self. Can often lose sight of what's important when we have such a long list of resolutions. Have you ever done that? Made the longest list ever. You're like, wait a minute. There's only so much time in a day. There's only so many days in a week. Only so many weeks in a month. Only so many months in a year. Why did I set myself up for failure? So you can laugh at yourself a little bit and say, I appreciate your ambition here. Let's rein this in and see what's possible. I'm going to take one at a time, and as I move through, I'm going to be placing my other hands behind your head. For this, I'd like to, it's going to be placing it very gently here, sort of sending this energy into the third eye and the mental plane here. This is very gentle, shouldn't feel invasive or anything like that. Just want to send this energy your way here. And I am actually placing my hand on the back of your head. So we're just taking inventory here. Is anything coming up? Okay. And the same with our amethyst now. And again, placing my hands on the back of your head and moving through. How can you bring more wisdom to these intentions, this goal? If you had to prioritize, say, one thing that you'd want to achieve this year, what would that one thing be? Not to worry, you can have 12, 20 things that you want to do, but just for this exercise, if you could only have one, what would you want it to be? Okay, I'm going to be placing this right on your third eye there, just allowing that energy to sort of sweep up, come beautifully around. placing my hands on either side of your head here. So hold whatever that might be in your mind's eye. And it might flow and change and be replaced by something else. That's okay, we're just having a dialogue about priorities here. I'm just placing my hands on your crown. So if you could list 3 things, and only these 3 things would be achieved this year, what would those be? It can be tricky. Some people set resolutions and intentions at different times, so if you wanted to apply this to a moon cycle or to a different time, that's fine. This is available to you in whatever way that it serves you and your work and your process. Okay, just wanted to clarify that. So you could do the zodiac year, you could do anything. Okay. Placing my hands around you very gently, the sides of your neck here. Almost putting no pressure at all on the front, and a very gentle, feather-like kind of energy on the back of your neck. And obviously, if you're not comfortable with the physical touch, then I am not touching you, I'm just hovering outside. My intention is to send healing energy into our throat chakra, truth, honesty, self-expression, communication. I could use some of that right now. I'm going to be placing my hands on your shoulders here. And you can continue to increase the numbers here. What if you could only do 5 things this year? I'm going to move through with some more purple fluorites. This time I'm going to combine it with yellow calcite. So this is going to be kind of that focused energy along with some of this bright, sunny, go-getter, proactive energy here. So kind of using the fluorite to ignite the third eye, see clearly, invite wisdom into the process of evaluation, and then really moving this through the solar plexus for igniting that confidence and that fortitude and the strength to, cut through the barriers and the blockages that might be preventing you from taking action. I think self-doubt is a really natural part of doing something new. if you're doubting yourself, that's totally natural. Then if you see somebody who's doing what you want to do, and they seem to be exuding a level of confidence that you wish you could have, like that happens to all of us, just know that chances are that person, when they started, they dealt with the same, maybe not the same, but they dealt with their own self-doubts and their own insecurities. So it's that, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. And also don't compare your chapter 10 to somebody else's chapter 10, because it's a different book. We're all just doing our own thing, and that's what makes life so interesting. So again, kind of tracing that same line, hovering and moving through the chakra points, throat, heart, solar plexus. Those are kind of the main ones I'm moving through, is really solar plexus, and then coming up and moving through the third eye. So we want to combine wisdom with action. Wisdom with action. Can we balance these two? Work effectively, efficiently. And I think that comes with evaluating what's working and what's not, what needs more attention and what maybe needs to be put on pause for a little bit. Reiki Master has a great video about the things I quit, or something like that. I got it wrong, but anyway, I love that video. Just about sometimes the things that we say no to are some of the things that open us up to great opportunity and growth and make so much more available to us. I'm misquoting and not say, but that was a big part of what I took from it. I'll leave that below, that video, if you're interested. Okay, beautiful. Lovely. Placing one hand behind your back and then the other hand outside of your heart center, about a foot outside of your heart center. And if you wanted to place your hands on your heart center here, you're more than welcome to do that. Lovely. Now placing my hands on your solar plexus, 2 to 3 fingers above the belly button. I want you to believe in the beauty and the power of your dreams. I want you to know that you can do it. If there's something that keeps gnawing at you, keeps in the back of your head, I want to do it, I want it so bad, but there's some kind of blockage. You can do it. You can do it. If there's something that you want, if there's something that you're working really hard on and you feel like you just keep coming up against barriers or any blocks, I'm supporting you in this. Discipline, compound interest, slowly scraping away, one step at a time. These are powerful ways of bringing those beautiful dreams to reality. Now, if this dream starts to fade, it's not as present or is causing you any anguish or anxiety, let's reassess that one. But sometimes our goals are hard, so hopefully we can start to learn the difference. Now placing my hands on your sacrum, 2 to 3 fingers beneath your belly button. If your goal has anything to do with creativity, anything to do with physical health, anything to do with, romantic relationships or anything like that, sending you support here. Anything to do with kind of regulating your emotional life in a healthier way. We all have different coping mechanisms, right? So maybe you're calling in healthy coping mechanisms and supporting you here as you do that. Great. Now, placing my hands on your hips here, just on the outside of your hips. I find this to be such a comforting gesture. This energy is ping-ponging back and forth between the palms of my hands, sending this whoosh of energy into your base chakra. Lovely. We have our little owl rattle. I'm going to use this to thicken up your aura here. Starting at the crown and moving down. So maybe do a little bit of a dream journal if you're watching this before bed. Spring to your right, your left, down at your feet, and above your head. Just to take further stock of anything that your subconscious might be trying to communicate to you. Just kind of inviting the sense of awareness in. If you find yourself daydreaming about something, maybe jot that in the dream journal. And then maybe even after this session, if you're not using this to fall asleep, you're just kind of hanging out with me and with each other here, then maybe take your little notebook and do a little bit of a free write. Just maybe anything that's come up during this session, anything that you're kind of feeling like wants to come out, just free write. And by that, I just mean with no intention in mind, just a kind of diatribe of whatever comes up. Splat and vomit on the page, or something more graceful, I guess, but let the words flow like honey, like warm honey. How about that? And just see if anything comes up, and just try to bring some awareness in. I think this is a lot of fun to do. I would say if you are moving through some challenges and trying to decide how to go about planning something or working on something, I like to break up the time. I find that really helpful. So for this month, I'm going to be focusing on this. Everything else is going to be about maintenance, and then this thing is going to be the thing I really focus on. And then once that becomes a habit after the 21 days or whatever, some people say 30 days or 31 days, I like to look at it, however you want to divide it up, but deciding whether or not that became easier, and then seeing if we can then maintain that along with the other things while we work on something else. I hope that makes sense. It's just the way that I kind of like to work on my goals throughout the year. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night, whatever it is that you're doing. I'm sending you a giant hug. The beginning and the end of the session, we'll just bookend it with hugs. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, be well. Oh, in the next video, I have something really special to share with you. So, stay tuned. Okay. Bye. I wish to call in guidance from these cards. Reiki with Anna.